Welcome to this episode of FABITQIK. Today I'm building a pipe flange spool, or elbow spool. It's 6-inch, schedule 10. Simple piece of pipe. I got these are all, they're cut off the saw. I got 2 of them to build. I've got, all the pieces have been wiped down with acetone, so there's no grease on them. I'm going to be TIG welding these with all the purge and everything, so they're nice and clean. And then after they're built, we'll do some pickling so they're clean. It's a bunch of, there's some carbon steel, some rust I got on there from rolling around in the shop. So let's get to it. I'm just going to use a square here first to get these. The saw doesn't cut perfectly straight, so I need to use a square and get these ends nice and clean. I didn't account for the weld gap either, so I'm going to do that. That's kind of what I plan on doing this too. So I put a little bit more bevel on it than it needs, because now that I got the bevel on there, I can adjust my overall length to count for my field weld. Because you might say, oh, why didn't you do this? Just bevel it and then I can square it up. If I don't, I got to square the pipe first, so when I do the bevel, I get a nice even bevel all the way around. So now it's just a matter of I just had to skim off a little bit, then I get a nice land, because this is what goes on here, and this has a pretty heavy, whatever that's called, a heavy land on there. That's the land. The land is on the very end. Bevel and the land you adjust depending on your material thickness and all that. If it's too thick, you don't get penetration through the pipe, and you end up having to either weld the inside of the pipe or cut it. And if it's too thin, you just burn through. So you want it pretty consistent. All right, let's start fitting some pipe up. I'm not going to use any levels, just squares and tape measures, and that's it. Let's do it. Also, stand back, make sure it looks right. So you might be saying, why do I got that flange hanging on there when it's hard to roll it over and stuff? It's floppy and it's in the way. Well, here to help that is my dad. Oh, and Dustin, you owe me 20 bucks.
You didn't have to put the flanges on, they'll roll right around.
No, once I have the weld in there, it won't go past the weld. Oh yeah, I've done that before. So hey, thanks for joining me for this piping adventure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and do those other things that make YouTubers happy. So I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks.